Hi everyone and welcome back to Wealth Wednesday show. We hope you are doing well and keeping safe in wherever you are. Tonight we are super excited and honored to have a guest speaker. Her name is Ayodele Ognin from Benin Republic. I don't want to say much about her. I want her to tell us about herself in her introduction. But from our previous post and every poster that we've put on our other social platforms, tonight we are going to discuss on how you can start a business as well as fund it. We can agree that this COVID has led to many people becoming entrepreneurs, even those who are employed, those who are not employed. People had to think outside the box and come up with something either to sustain their lifestyle or just supplement the income they're getting. And tonight we are gonna share with you much on how you can start a successful business, because starting a business is one thing, the business being successful and sustainable is another thing. So our guest speaker is going to share with us much deeper insights on how you can start and fund a business in this pandemic. Before we can go in deeper, I would encourage you to ensure you have subscribed to our YouTube channel by clicking that button below, subscribe button. Then you turn on the notifications so that you can always be updated when we bring on board noble people like Miss Ayodele tonight, as well as our other videos. So without as well, you may need to follow us on our Facebook page, Financial Wellness Center. Follow us on Instagram, Financial Wellness Center, so that you can get to have real-time updates on money and business management tips. So without taking much time, allow me to welcome Miss Ayodele Ognin from Benin, and she's the founder of Wurami Consultancy. I'm not sure if I spelled it correctly, but she will tell us more about it. And yeah, let her introduce herself to us. Miss Ayodele, welcome on board.
Thank you very much, Sheila. Thank you for the invitation. It's an honor for me to be on this panel, and good evening to all our viewers. And don't forget to subscribe and like. My name is Ayodele Oyen. I am from Benin Republic, and I'm in business management, financial literacy, and women coaching, women in finance. So after working for 10 years in financial companies, I decided to found my own business because I many times I saw entrepreneurs, um, business manager coming in banking to look for finance, and unfortunately, the business is not well put together, so bank cannot support them. And I decided to create my business so I can help them before going to the bank to look for finance elsewhere. So that's what I do.
Wow, that's so amazing. Actually, you just touched on a point whereby especially small businesses, they just rush to a financial institution maybe to look for money, and yet they have not done the paperwork. Maybe they do not know what is needed for them to actually, for the bank to even look at their company profile. And I can say you are doing an amazing work. Keep it up. Ladies and gentlemen, please ensure you search Ayodele Ognin on her social accounts, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. I'm sure you are going to benefit from her a lot, especially if you can speak and understand French. Then you are 100% guaranteed you'll get to learn more, because she is from a French speaking country, so most of her posts are usually in French, but as well they are in English. That's why we are communicating. So Ayodele, define a business in your own terms, because the people who are watching us, some of them, they they just hear business, but they really do not understand what's a business. So from an expert perspective, what would you say a business is?
Okay, thank you for the question. I will try to give a definition from an expert side, also from an entrepreneur side. A business is an activity you can make, a service you can offer, or a product you can sell, and people are ready to pay the price for. That's how I define a business. It's any legal activity you can do that people are ready to pay the price for.
Oh, yeah, that is yeah, you are very right actually. Any legal activity that anyone can do. So, and people are willing to pay price for. So if no one is willing to pay a price for your business, for whatever you are doing, then somehow it does not qualify to be called a business. Maybe Ayodele can tell us what can we call that? Maybe an NGO, a charity organization.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
association, NGO.
Mm.
Sometimes they get confused in their mission and they are not
Mm.
doing business, but they are doing social work, I think.
Absolutely. You actually mentioned a very important point. A lot of people mix up social work and business. So they are not making any money, but they think they are in business because they are serving or they are offering certain products and services without making any money. So yeah, I know we are in for a deep ride. So if you're watching us, please start preparing your questions. You have already learned there's a difference between a business and being a social worker. In business, we focus on the price of the services and products you're giving. So if whatever you are doing doesn't give back some returns, then we can classify that as a social work, or let's say a charitable organization. So is there a difference between a business and a brand? Because most of the time you hear people, I'm a brand, I'm a business owner. Is there a difference between those two?
Yes, I think you cannot have one without the other one, but you can have one that will push the other one. Is the brand. The brand is what make you different from another business.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Your brand
Now,
is what distinct you from another business. So the brand is is the difference between two business.
nice. Like I've actually learned something. So we can say like a brand is what gives you a competitive edge with your competitors.
Yes.
So, for example, that is why people choose when I go to the supermarket, for example, to buy rice. There are a lot of rice on the shelf, but there's a specific brand I go for, which so that I do not choose the other rice that I see there. So I like the fact that you said a brand is what pushes your business forward. It's what makes people actually buy from you. And maybe you could tell us how maybe can one work on a business brand? Because sometimes I've found people ending up making themselves the brand and forgetting the business.
Okay. Um, According to me and people, entrepreneur I help, I work with, for me, the brand is the continuity of who you are. So if you are a certain kind of person, your brand is attached to your value and who you are because it's what that thing that you will project.
Mm,
So if you want to work on your brand, you have to work on yourself because if your product is good and you are not someone that we can rely to, or you are not someone with a good morality, people will buy from your product, but the day they know that it's you behind that product, I think you will lose a lot of customers.
That is very, very true. And actually, that answers sometimes, and this is just something I've observed, especially on Instagram. You find an account, no face of a human being at all, and this person has followers, they're just posting other things, maybe the business they do. And when you start observing that account, when they post a picture, their picture, then you realize like the audience is not much interested. So I think the point you said is very important, that as an entrepreneur, you also need to learn to work on yourself, especially if you're going to be in the forefront of your business. Because definitely people will check out. The first time I met you, the first thing I said, let me check her profile, let me see what she does. How does she communicate? And that is what led me to your organization. So I believe branding is also very, very important for anyone that is aspiring to start a business, or if you're already in business, it's good to work on your brand. So Ayodele, everyone wants to start a successful business. They want to be called entrepreneurs, they want to be called business owners, they want to be called founders. What are the things that make for a successful business?
Okay. Um, if you are working somewhere, my advice is don't leave that job because you want to be a founder. Don't leave that job because you want to be an entrepreneur. Because entrepreneurship is tough, is not easy, and the first or the 2 first years you don't make money.
Mm.
So you need to know that in your mind. The first year, you will not make money. So if you are somewhere and you are working, please stay there and you can do your business apart till the business will be grow enough and you can make money from it. I like to make that thing clear because people see entrepreneurship as like is the best way to live. You don't have a boss. You do what you want. You do what you like. No. When you are an entrepreneur, everyone is your boss. The gate man of this company is your boss. Every person, a little child is your boss because you need their money. So you need to know that. And you know that when you're an entrepreneur, you work even 3 times more than someone who work for a company because at the end of the month, he will get his salary. What you do is what the money you will get. If you sleep, at the end of the month, your bank account will sleep. So you need to know that before getting in entrepreneurship.
Okay. I thought maybe it's the internet that baffled. Yeah, I actually like the point that you said. In entrepreneurship, everyone is your boss. And the mindset that is out here. People think in entrepreneurship you are your own boss, but it's the other way around. Everyone is your boss. The gate man is your boss. A small child is your boss. Personally, I have seen some instances whereby a parent buys something just because the kid likes the person selling it, not because they need that product, not because they need that service, but since the kid likes the entrepreneur, then the parents, they have to buy that product. I've also seen instances where um you go to a building or an office, and you are denied entry because you overlooked the reception or the gate person there. And I've also seen people, because of the good relationship they build, and some relationships, they don't need 1 week. Even that 30 minutes, 30 seconds you have with that gate man, that good morning you can say as an entrepreneur, can open bigger doors. Personally, I have seen people referring me to other noble people, not because I know them, but because of the rapport that we just made for the 1 minute chat. So I like that point, that when you are an entrepreneur, everyone is your boss. You're not a boss. Everyone become you. You're a servant actually,
Yeah.
and you have the end goal in mind, which is to sell. Most people forget this aspect, that of selling is very important in business. You might be doing everything okay, but if you're not going to sell, then it's going to affect you. I really like that point. Maybe if you have something else to add on.
Um, yes, and after that, if you know that and you are ready to take that journey, I think
Mm,
you can look for something you have passion for, because entrepreneurship, as we said, is tough. So sometimes you will be discouraged. So if the thing you are doing is not something that deep inside you love, you will stop it. So try to start the business in a field that you know about, that you have passion for. Because as I said, the first year you won't get money from it. The money you will have may be to pay the rent of your office, to pay your internet domain, to pay your box. So you will not really have money to feed yourself. So you need to love it, so you keep with it.
mm, mm. Yeah, that is passion. You need to be
Yeah.
passionate. It's
Yeah.
passion that has kept some of us going. Any entrepreneur that you meet, they will tell you not every day is a profit making day, or even months. There are months you go no without making any money, or you're making the minimum.
Mhm,
So what will keep you in that business for 5 years?
mhm.
It's the passion that you have. I
Yeah.
always say, I think passion is more important in entrepreneurship than anything else, because sometimes as an entrepreneur everything else fails, and you
Yeah.
remain like, okay, how will I get out of here? So I like that point. And I would say to those of us that are watching, if you are thinking of starting a business, please choose something you are passionate about. Don't start a business because you saw Ayodele saying she started her business and she's now making millions. Then you rush into that industry. Find out her story. What led her to start that business? It's her passion. So that is a good point you've said there.
Mm, yes.
And yeah. Mhm.
Yes, I think after that you need to work a bit your financial education. Financial
Mhm.
education is something we they don't teach us at school. Even in our family, most family, we don't have financial literacy in home. So you grow up spending as you like, spending as you can. And when you are an entrepreneur, each penny counts. You cannot mix your personal money with the business money. If someone buys something from you, you cannot say, oh, okay, let me pay my taxi with the money first. No, you need to separate, and you need to have each account for that. So you need to learn how money works. And also don't forget that money is an energy, and money come with a lot of things. So the way you grow up can affect the how you will be rich or how you will fail in business. The rapport you have with money from your background can affect your your relationship with success or money. So you have to to learn how money work and how to manage the finance first. And after that, I think you can start your business.
I like that. Money is an energy. I really love that point because it really simplifies everything. If you
Yeah.
do not know how to manage money, it will run away from you. Definitely,
Mm,
it will run away from you. And unfortunately, I think 90% of the families or households most of us have grown in, we never had serious talks about money. Nobody taught us about money. So we grew up knowing, I want to grow up, get employed, get money, spend. Or I
mm,
want to grow up, become a CEO, a business owner, and then the money I get from people buying my products and services, I'm gonna buy everything that I wish. But that is just a fantasy. In
yeah.
entrepreneurship, every coin really makes a lot of sense. And I think another point we can highlight on that is prioritizing your money.
Yeah.
You said something very important, that you cannot sell a product now and use that money to take taxi, yet you haven't done something for the business. I've seen quite a number of people, they start a business, and then all the money they get, even the profit, they use it to buy the things they always wish to have, instead of channeling it back to the business. And yeah, I like that point actually.
Thank you. Thank you.
So you have something else to add?
No, I think for now it's okay.
Those three
Mhm.
would be actually,
Yeah.
those three, they are very, very important. They lay the foundation
Mhm.
of a successful business, because it will always rotate on your passion. It will always rotate on how well do you know money. So I think for everyone, and of course, I always say a successful business is not overnight. You cannot
Yeah.
start a business today and tomorrow you become a successful business. It takes time. You can
Yeah.
make a lot of profits overnight, but that
Yeah.
is not equal to a successful business. Personally, I always say a successful business is one that is able to sustain itself for a long period of time. And we've seen there are businesses that have gone from generation to generation. What is the theory behind that? It's not because of the profit. It's
Mhm.
because the foundation was, laid correctly. And
Mhm.
this makes me to think: how does one ensure they stay ahead of their competitor in the industry?
Um, First of all, you need to keep working. An
Mhm.
entrepreneur is someone who work every time. When people are sleeping, you are working. At night, you are working. We don't have weekends. We don't have this day is holiday. Every day you are working. It's really difficult in the beginning, but you have to put a lot of effort on what you are doing and learn. Learn from the best. The best are not the person that are on social media, the successful entrepreneurs on social media, the
Mhm.
Forbes social media entrepreneur. No, the successful and are those people who around you built something you can see. It can
Mhm.
even be a woman in your village who don't even
Mhm.
understand English or French, but had a
Mhm.
business since 20 years ago, and maybe she's illiterate. So you need some competencies you want to learn from that
Mhm.
person. And that is the business, the kind of thing you have to learn and learn from people in your field who has done what you are doing now, who has done it before. It may be a business that is new, because the COVID-19 help us to think out of the box. So we have a lot of innovation, things people
Mm,
never see. So we create a lot. But you need to see someone who did something similar so you can learn from the person. Also, don't let social media press or put pressure on you. Only little few people put their failure on social media. On social media, everybody will say, "Oh, I started with I don't know, $1. Today I'm making 10 millions." It's always a nice story, but you don't know what they do. If you see someone who started, you don't know if he's the cousin of the president in Africa. That you can
mm,
see that relation. You don't have the network of that person. They say your network is your net worth. So you don't know who is behind that person. If you want to see what the person show in public to put pressure on yourself, you will fail. So you have to go on your time. Don't be lazy. Work on yourself. Learn from the best. Learn from people around you, and stay humble. Our entrepreneurs, some of them lack that thing. They are like, I'm the boss thing. That thing, if someone wants to help you, you won't know. Is the example you took with the gatesman or the security guy. Those guys, some people look down on them, but they are the one who know in the company who is the boss, who you can touch, who can help you to get your proposal first, and they will give you those things that can change everything. And he can tell you, like, if you go, he can tell you that, hey, the boss, the way I see him today, he's not in good mood. Don't even go. So those little things, even if you will go, you will know how to approach the person, because you already have an information, and you will know how to manage his emotion. So you need to to be aware of all those little things, but they make a lot of difference on your business.
mm. I like that. I really like that. I love the part that you said get someone to look up to, because every business we start, someone already started. It may not be exactly the same, but something similar to that. So it's good to learn from them so that you don't make the same mistakes they made. There's a proverb that says, the wise learns from the mistakes of others. And honestly, you cannot learn from the mistakes of others from social media, because, as you said, it's very true. Everyone is successful on Facebook, LinkedIn, everywhere. On social media, everyone is successful. But you need to get someone and get to know them so that they can tell you their failures. Nobody wants to shout their failures. So I think it's very, very important. People refuse to get pressurized by seeing what is going on social media.
Mhm.
There is a joke that people say, you hear someone telling you, I started a hotel or a restaurant with one bean. And you're like, how did one bean convert? You wonder, like, how did one bean become a whole restaurant with people full? So I think in a bid for people to appear really successful and motivate others, some people have become extreme. So as you said, it's very important to look for the people you can really analyze their businesses. And I like the point that you said there are some people you can learn from them and they're not even on social media.
Mhm.
Even that mama in the village, she can teach you. Personally, I've learned a lot of things from people who don't even know anything to do with social media. But when you go and talk to them about business, some even didn't go to school. They never had that chance. But when they start talking to you about business and some things you need to know because they've been in the game for 30, 40 years, you're like, mm-hmm. This is what
Yeah.
I'm just going to, reinvent it. So, and Ayodele, I was just thinking, we've spoken about what is a business, the difference between a business and a brand. We've also touched based on what makes a business to be successful, the foundation, and how to stay ahead of your competitors. And I know a lot of people who are watching us, they are like, okay, now I have gotten all those things. The big cat in the room is money, capital. How can I get money for my business? How can I get funding for my business? Maybe in this category, you can touch base on those who want to start a business with no money. How can they get a funding? And then those who are already in business, because we can all agree most businesses have been affected by the pandemic. So most of them are looking for ways to refinance their businesses. And I'm so happy you mentioned that you work with businesses to let them know on how they can, get money from financial institutions to support their businesses. And as well, you talk about startup companies. Now that everyone became creative because of COVID, we have a lot of startups. I always call them babies. We have a lot of
Mhm.
babies around. So how can such people get funding for their businesses?
Okay. The first one, I will say, if you want to start a business, the it's your savings. You need to have savings. So that's what will help you to, at least you can have a big dreams, have a big vision, but that's what will help you to produce like a little, a tiny size of what you want to do, so people can see it and support you. Even your family, even your, I don't know, your parents, your lover ones, they need to see something before trusting you with their money, because it's money, the money is not easy. So if
Mm,
you don't have that, it will be difficult, because just like that, nobody will give you his money. So if you have a project and you don't really have a lot of money, I don't know, you can work few years, few months, so you save money, and with
mm,
that money you start your business. If you apart from that, if you are already doing something, you have a business, the best way you can have a lot of money is the quality of your product. Because if the product
mm,
is good, your customer will be your ambassador. But if the
mm,
product is not good, you can put millions on marketing, on branding. The product is not good, it's not good. It's not magic. So if the product is good, if the service is good, the quality is there, people will come, and that you will
mm,
have a lot of money. And from there, if you want to borrow money from an institution, you will have a record that they will see, okay, with this amount the person did this, so if she got more, they will multiply. It's like that is work. But someone who doesn't sell anything, you don't need millions to fabricate something. With a little money you can start. From other the third category, I will say, is grants. There is a
mm,
lot of grants out there. With the pandemic, we have United Nations. We have a lot of institutions. In Africa, you have the Tony Elumelu Foundation, who is giving like $5,000 to each entrepreneurs. You don't need to have an company. You have an
mm,
idea, they will
mm,
finance you. So we have a lot of grants out there. If we can take time to read, to check, and to work on our profile also, because before
mm,
someone trusts you with the money, they will check on the social media what you do. If they see that you like party on Instagram, you are always drinking, those things, it affects our image. So you need to work
mm.
on all those things and get ready so the money can come to you.
You mentioned something about Tony Elimelua. I know I'm not sure if I'm spelling it right. Foundation or entrepreneurship program. Do you have more details on that? Because I think I saw you are a member of that.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I am a beneficiary of the program.
Oh,
2019. This year, I'm one of the ambassador, and the
mm-hmm.
program is, Tony Elumelu. He's philanthropist, I think, and he's a business owner. He's the
Mm-hmm.
founder of UBA, United Bank of Africa. So it's a
Mm-hmm.
bank that is I think in 20 countries in Africa. They have an office in France, and so what they do is a program of 3 months. They give
Mm-hmm.
you the key to start the entrepreneurship journey. And when your
Mm-hmm.
project is interesting, you don't even need to have a business already. If the idea is good, they
Mm-hmm.
give you that $5,000 to start with. But for that, you
Mm-hmm.
need to be on African. So is the
Mm-hmm.
program African. If you are
Mm-hmm.
in France or in United Kingdom, you can apply. If you
Mm-hmm.
are African from one of the 54 countries of Africa, you can apply.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that
So
is great. That,
yeah, it
mm-hmm.
starts on from January 1st to
Mm-hmm.
March. So that's when
Mm-hmm.
it's open.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
now the one that are selected for 2021, they are doing the process. So the next open doors will be the 1st January.
Oh, that is very great. Thank you so much for sharing such a great information. I think they have a website. The website is www.tonyelua.
No, TEF Connect. TEF
Mm-hmm. Um,
CONNECT.
mhm. Okay.
Or you
Maybe you
can
can
tap
share.
Tony Elumelu Foundation on Google. You
Mhm.
will have all those information.
Oh, perfect, perfect. Thank you so much, Yodele, for that information. I believe, and there are people who are watching us right now, and they have an idea for sure. They know that this idea
Yeah,
is going to work, but they do not have the
yeah,
finances. So, visiting such a website and getting to familiarize yourself. Of course, the application for 2021 has ended, but the next application is 2022, and we are almost in the middle of 2021. So, 6 months' time, you can familiarize yourself, get your things together. As you said, clear up your Instagram.
yeah.
If you know your social media is not presentable, this is the time you need to clear it up so that you can, if you're interested, you can apply for that grant as well as many others as just Ayodele mentioned to us. And yeah, as you said, sometimes most people, especially friends, family, and even banks, they like to fund businesses that are ongoing. Like they see something happening. And that is the gap that most people are facing because you want to bring an idea and you want money right there and then. And investors will always ask because this is a risk. I always say business is a risk. It can work and it may not work, or it may take a long time for it to even break even. So it's good to have some money on your side to start you off. People will believe in you when they see something moving than when they hear you just saying I have an idea. I always say well said is good, but well done is better.
Mhm,
you
mhm.
know when you go and tell someone I have this idea, da, 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 okay, you are saying, and I'll say okay, that is well said. But when you come to me and tell me, Sheila, I have been doing this and this is how it is going, I need your help, then I'll be, wow, this is well done, can we move forward? So let's get started. As Ayodele said, it's okay to take a job so that you can get some money for to start your business, but it's not okay to just stay with that idea and think that money will come because your idea is great. you have to do something. Now, and this only makes me to think, because I've had a lot of people coming in like, um I have saved, I want to quit my job, or I feel like I can't work 9 to 5 anymore. Please advise me which is the easiest business to start that I can be able to make money, so that I can just get out of this place and all that. So I believe you've met such kind of people as well. So do you think there is any easy business to start?
No, no, because before starting a business, ask yourself. The customers is people like us. The customers
Mm,
think like us. So me, Ayodele, if someone bought this earring, will I buy
mm,
it? Why will I buy
mm,
it? So if the argument cannot convince myself, I cannot take it and expect it to sell to someone else.
mm,
Everyone love money, and that's why it's
mm,
important to work on your project, because um everything shows that before spending money you can need something, but to spend is an emotional decision. So
mm,
that's why sometimes people who sell things, they focus when they see an adult with the kids, they focus on the
mm,
kids. When they focus on the
mm.
kids, indirectly the kids put pressure on the adults. The adult buy it not because the kids need it, but because he don't want shame from people, so he just buy it. You see, and
Yeah.
when you are alone, you are not with the kids. Also, the thing need to touch you some way,
Mm, mm,
and you will
mm,
identify some things. That's why you need to work and create that need in your customer so it can go.
mm.
But no business is easy. Even to sell a pen, the simple
Yeah.
pen, the person will say, I have a pen. So what do you want to create now? Before, you have to keep in mind that before seeing you, the person life is correct. So he don't
Mm,
have an emergency apart from health issue. So he
mm,
needs to be touched with his
mm.
emotion before buying from you.
Yeah.
That's why, yeah, we need to put a lot of um, effort on our services and products. So no business
Yeah.
is easy to start.
That is very true, especially on what you need to work on your product and service, because spending is emotional. I like that vibe. Spending is emotional. And that's why sometimes, even here on YouTube, before you play anything, you see an advert. And for me, I'll confess, there are adverts I watch like 5 seconds, I'm like, no, skip ad. But there's another one like, whoa, oh. Immediately I start looking, what is the name of the company? Because they've gotten my emotions. They've gotten inside of me, and I'm now thinking, oh, okay, I need to see more about this product. So I think that is the best answer you've given. Like, we need to work on our product and services and how we present it to the potential customer, because yeah, everyone, before you sell anything to them, they already have it or they already know about it. So you need to really convince someone to give you their money. So do you think the pandemic has affected business financing?
I think the pandemic in Africa, because I work a lot with the business owners in Africa during this pandemic that are
Mm,
selling products. But I also work with consultants in European Europe, because
mm,
they cannot go out, so they started to sell their competencies online. And
mm,
the pandemic was a great opportunity for small
mhm,
business owners, because the big ones have a lot of difficulty. Some of them close the doors. So those
mm,
things they were doing is
mm,
now the small businesses who don't have a lot of charges, who can work from home. Maybe she
mm,
has a restaurant, she cook
mm,
from her house and she do delivery. Did give
mm,
them space to show their talent and to propose those services. So like
Mm,
in here, those hairdresser, you cannot go to the hairdresser anymore. So it's
mm,
the small little one who proposed the service to
mm.
come to your house. So it gives them a platform to have a part of that market that was small for them before.
Mm, mm,
So
mm.
it was an opportunity for certain entrepreneurs and companies.
Yeah, I actually like the point that you said. Um, the pandemic opened up doors for small companies where big companies could not survive. And I
Yeah.
like the example of food business. If someone had a big hotel and now it had to close down, this small business owner who is able to cook from his or her house, he or she is able to still do deliveries as compared to the one who has to close down the whole hotel and then start thinking on how he can remodel the business to be able to do deliveries and keep people working here and there. So also just to add on, you've said a lot, like businesses have been affected, that this and this, but as well it was an opportunity for businesses to think outside the box. And those that thought outside the box, they were able to make an extra coin as well as get new customers who would not have bought from them. For
Yes.
example, like the hairdresser you said that can now come to your house. Before the hairdressing shops were closed,
Mm-hmm.
this person could not get you as a customer because
Mm-hmm.
you'd walk to the hair salon and get your hair done.
And
But now, you know, now this small business owner has found a customer, and if his or her services are okay, I'm sure you get referred to. And most households, especially in Africa, it's not one person. If you come to a house, it has at least three people, and maybe out of the three, two are women. So their
mhm.
hair has to be done. So yeah, I really like that point. So as we are about to end, to our dear audience, thank you so much for being with us until this time. This is the time you can feel free to write your question, or if you have any comment, or if you need any clarification, you can write in the comment section. And our guest speaker, Miss Ayodele Ognin from Benin, she will be tackling any question that you might be having. Remember, Ayodele is the founder of Wurami Consultancy, and as well, she is a financial literacy advocate and financial inclusion expert. She also consults for businesses internationally on how you can get funding from financial institutions as well as sponsors or businesses that give out grants. And she just told us about the Tony Elimelu Foundation, and she said that you can get funding even without having a real business through this foundation, and the application is usually from January to March. So you need to start noting down such kind of information. If you have any question regarding business funding or anything that pertains business, this is the time you need to write. So back to you, Ayodele. What do you think businesses can do to combat the effects of this pandemic, especially not all small businesses were able to make profits. Some were not able to do anything at all. So what do you think we can do to reduce the effects that have been caused, as well as those who are planning to get in business right now? What should they be prepared for?
Okay. For the big ones, I think they have to 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 work again on their business model because the world has changed or the world changed. So you cannot continue to do business in 2021 like you were doing it in 2019. You have
Mm,
to change your business model and adapt with the new world. And after the pandemic, maybe you need to unfortunately reduce your workers, your staff, cut of your charges, and look how you can implement where you were working, where what was working, and how to enlight that side so you can have more profits, and try to reduce, really work on your charges. What not making money, cut it. What is not making money, cut it, so you can get back on your feet and now start growing back. You also need to work on your digital image. Those
Mm,
big brands before COVID, they don't need, everybody knows them. But today,
mm,
people forget. So you need to
mm,
put back yourself in the customer's mind. So you need to work on your digital communication so you can touch your real customers. We have a lot of digital tools out there. We have Instagram, we have TikTok, we have Snapchat. The good brands, they are there. If they know that their customers are there, they are there, and they will turn their product in the way that it will be funny, it will put joy, because the life now is stressful. Nobody wants serious thing. You need to put your product in a way that it will put smile on people's face. If you do that, they will
mm.
buy from you. Like we said, buying is an emotional decision. So work on your business image, work on your communication strategy on digital social media, and you can go from there. If you are small, you want to start now, start little by little, test what you want to do, and don't count on what your friends or your family tell you about your product. You know, they love us. So if the product is not really good, they won't tell you, and you will do it a lot. So try, do it a little, try to sell to people who doesn't know you. That you will have a sincere review, and you will work on your product and have a good product. If you trust your friend, they will say, oh, good one is good, but the product is not good. So you need to.
Yeah, I really like that. And it's very, very true. Our families and friends, they've actually been, some of them, they've been part of the people contributing to our business failures. Because, you know, maybe you're doing something wrong, but since they just want to, show the support, give you the moral support to keep going, they'll tell you it's fine, it's okay, it's amazing. But when you put it out there in the market, people are like, this person not know, so I think it's a good idea to always as well get people who really don't know you to try your products so that they can give you a honest opinion or review so that you know where to work on, what to improve on. But to be honest, if you are a family member, if you're a brother, a sister, or a parent watching this, from today, please don't be the person who contributes to your loved one's business failure. Give honest opinion. Sometimes I know we love them so much, we want the best for them, but in that process we end up breaking them because we don't tell them the truth. And sometimes, especially for parents, they'll be like, wow, you made this. And then, the person will go telling everyone, my daughter did this, my daughter did this. And the person is very proud of you, but out there, the real customers, the real people who are supposed to bring you money, they are seeing it differently. So on top of just having your family and friends as your customers, it's also good to have people who can give you a third opinion so you don't end up fooling yourself. So as we wind up, maybe you could tell us, in your line of work, I know you meet with a lot of entrepreneurs across the continent, and you've met quite a number of them, and some you've had the chance to walk the entrepreneurship journey with them. And what advice would you give to someone who their business has failed, and they are watching us right now? What is your advice to such kind of people or a person?
Okay. I will say that there is no success without failure. And success is something that is particular. What is success for Sheila may not be success
Mm,
for me. Maybe for
mm,
me to have enough money to to buy my mother a ticket so she can fly to a certain country and come back, it's a
mm,
success for me, and I don't want another thing. Someone is to buy a car. So
mm,
that's why we need to have the success aligned to what we are and who we are. And the failure, all of us, we fail till we make it.
mm,
So I
mm,
think even the failure definition, people get it wrong. The failure is not a destination or a state. It's like the process. So before getting to success, all the process may be failure. That doesn't
mm,
make you a failure. It's just the process. Who is like that? It's like you try to cook something and the recipe need the thing to make 30 minutes on fire and you are on the 15 minutes. If you taste it, it will taste bad. But it's not that they think it's bad, but it's not getting to the time he need to do before being okay. So don't put so much pressure on yourself. And everybody, it's just the process. It's not failure. It's the process that is
mm.
like that.
Wow, I really like that. Fail until you make it. People usually say fake it until you make it. I think I would say fail it until you make it. Because, you fail, you try again. You fail, sometimes, of course, there are businesses I've seen that you need to try and maybe change some modeling, change how you are addressing your customer. And sometimes it just needs you to give it time, the same way you've
Yes.
given a good example. If you're going to cook a recipe for 30 minutes, at the 15th minute it will taste bad, and you cannot say this recipe has failed. No, it needs time. So I would say it's good to identify your business and the business you want to do, then put in the aspect of patience. Patience is very important in entrepreneurship. There are times you will need to be very patient. You will know that your product is good, your services are good, but still it's not coming through. So that's the time you will need to keep on doing it. And just to add on, I always say consistency is very, very important in business. Don't be someone who sells shoes today. 2 weeks down the line, you're selling clothes. Not even clothes. 2 weeks down the line, you're selling cars. 2 weeks down the line, you're selling something else. You confuse people. And so if you look at adverts, most of these adverts, especially on TV and like YouTube and other channels, you'll find that they keep on repeating about a product. If it's a song, until you start singing that song, even without knowing, you're just singing it. And sometimes you're even addicted to their adverts. What do you think? Why are they doing like that? Why don't they put the advert today, then tomorrow they put something else? They repeat it for some time because there is power in consistency. So don't start a business today since you don't see a customer today. Tomorrow you start something else. That's when you will totally experience failure. So with that said, thank you so much, Ayodele, Ognin, for being with us. I can see we don't have any question as of yet, but in case anyone will ask later on, I will definitely send them over to you for you to give us a proper answer, and I will take it back to the customers. So, without taking much of our time, we are indeed on time. Maybe you could tell us more about your organization, how people can contact you, so that we can wind up today's show.
Okay. You can contact me on my social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, the same name, Ayodele Onya, everywhere. So I will help you how and on the process of how you can manage your business, avoid certain mistake, and grow faster in security. That is important. So contact me, and yes, it's not for free, as you know,
Mhm.
it's my
Yeah.
business. So it will be my pleasure to walk that journey with you. Thank you again, Sheila, and keep going with the Financial Wellness Center.
Thank you very much. Pleasure is all mine. It was indeed a blessing to have you here. I know Benin is very far away, and you giving us your time. I know you are a much sought after consultant. I must say, I'm so happy and humbled to have you. So, to our audience, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. You can always rewatch this live session on our YouTube channel, it will be there later on, and feel free to ask any question, or if you have any feedback you'd want us to hear or know about, just reach out to us and we'll be more than happy. Meanwhile, ensure you subscribe, follow us on our Facebook page, Financial Wellness Center, Twitter, the same name, as well as Instagram, the same name. So until then, thank you for watching the Wealth Wednesday show. Let's keep living financially healthy and keep safe. Bye.
Bye.